You had a big show at the end of last year with over 30 works.
Yeah, I've had probably the last 2 years very much of show after show after show, even if they've been small group shows, you know, or other things that you put in front of yourself. I suppose for years and years, I did actually paint the same things, but I didn't really recognise what the narratives were that I was interested in. And it wasn't until the start of Gran having Alzheimer's that I then started to recognise what it was that I was already doing in some ways and what I sort of held to be truths for me. Empathy is really a strong key part of it. You know, not chucking away the things that, you know, have surrounded you or made you, or family members, or, yeah.
Will you find that you might change the composition during the course of the painting?
Rarely, but yes. I don't want to say never because that's a lie, but pretty close to never. So once it's there, that's, you know, nothing's to be moved. No piece of fruit is to be picked up and slightly swiveled by someone else, you know.
So mainly with still lifes, you would do it from life.
I'd always do it from life.
Even flowers, so flowers.
If the flower's really going to die on you, you can take a photograph, but, you know, I just tend to fudge them. You just paint faster. But they are the killer because flowers tend to be the last thing you paint.
Yeah.
You know, because they come over the top of everything else.
Yeah.
And of course they've got to sit there the longest.
And do you use any mediums?
Very occasionally I can show you, but most of the time I forget. She's staring at me.
Now, this is your grandmother?
Yes, this is my grandmother. And in this room, and she sat for this portrait over several days.
And I love that dressing gown that she's wearing.
Yes, so it's her mother's dressing gown, and it was given to her by an admirer who travelled to China.
Oh my God.
And we actually have some photographs somewhere of her in it when she went out to visit a school friend. I don't want just a face in a portrait a lot of the time. A larger portrait with objects around you, things that talk about who you are, is sort of also an interesting thing to do.